Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going over the WWE Money in the Bank 2016 card that is Sunday, tomorrow. So apparently, according to this article that came out Friday at about 4:32 p.m., apparently they updated the card and made more matches. So it was originally supposed to be the pre-show was supposed to be Sheamus versus Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler, but they instead added two matches to the pre-show and took those two off and made them onto the normal show, I guess. But we have the Golden Truth versus Breezango. I hope the Golden Truth wins. I don't think the Golden Truth has won yet, so the Golden Truth should win their first pay-per-view match, obviously. The Dudleys versus the Lucha Dragons. I don't know why this is on there, but I mean, put the Lucha Dragons over the Dudleys. The only thing that makes sense. Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. I love Dolph Ziggler, but he needs to lose to Baron Corbin. Sheamus versus Apollo Crews. If you're going to have Sheamus beat Apollo Crews, you're going to kill his momentum right there. Apollo Crews needs to win. Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Natalya and Becky Lynch. I can see one of two things happening. Charlotte turns on Dana like everybody is predicting, or Natalya and Becky Lynch win clean, and then Charlotte gets pissed off at Dana. Either way, I could see Charlotte getting pissed off at Dana at this pay-per-view and possibly turning on her Sunday or Monday on Raw. Rusev versus Titus O'Neil for the United States Championship. I honestly don't know how this is going to go. They could easily keep it on Rusev because he was pretty beast when he had it the first time. But they could also... Titus he's a company guy. He is a company guy. Even though he did get suspended for putting his hand on the boss's shoulder. They could easily give it to Titus. Titus is a great role model outside of the ring. It'd be good for either one of them. I don't really care who wins. The New Day versus the Club versus the Vaudevillains versus Enzo and Cass. I could honestly see the New Day retaining, but at the same time, I could see the Club or Enzo and Cass winning. Enzo and Cass would be very, very great. A huge pop would happen if they won. But with the Club supposed to be dominating, I could see them being given the titles and then just rolling through the tag division from there. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'll pick I guess I'll pick the New Day because they're still hot as ever. Their popularity is skyrocketing. So I honestly don't see them losing the titles anytime soon. I see them going at least a year. We have the Money in the Bank ladder match. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho versus Cesaro versus Alberto Del Rio. The two people I want to win are Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is an obvious choice because he's, besides Seth Rollins and now AJ Styles, he's the top heel. And then Dean Ambrose, just because I want the Shield triple threat in the main event of Money in the Bank that night. That's the only reason I want Dean Ambrose to win. That and because he fucking deserves it. Him, of all people on that roster, deserves a shot to be champion. Not a shot to like a match for the title. He deserves to be champion. He does. He really does. The WrestleMania Dream Match. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Something that I am so happy I get to watch, and then talk about. It's, even though technically they've already wrestled, because after Raw went off the air, it was John Cena and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and AJ Styles and Roman Reigns and John Cena won because the club got involved. But that technically doesn't count because it's not televised. So this is technically still the first. Well, this is the first time is just John Cena versus just AJ, but because that dark match, they have wrestled before. So technically, they've wrestled before, but it doesn't count because it wasn't televised. Just like how house shows don't count, unless titles change, because that's how Samoa Joe is the champion. Then we have the main event: Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns is probably going to keep this. He's probably going to keep it, and Seth Rollins is probably going to go to SmackDown. But there's also rumors about Seth Rollins staying on Raw, and John Cena and AJ both going to SmackDown, and them fighting for the world title of SmackDown. Because apparently they're going to be doing 2 pay-per-views a month, which don't know how that's going to go. I don't know. Like, I could see him doing like one at the beginning of the month and one at the end of the month. The only thing that really makes sense. And then having 2 world titles. So don't know how that's going to go. The draft is in about almost exactly a month away. Actually, it's over a month. It's 3 weeks away. July 11th. Right? Yeah. July 11th. And yeah, I'd love to see Seth Rollins win championship again. But it depends on who's going to SmackDown. Roman's obviously going to stay on Raw. And it's either John Cena and AJ go to SmackDown, or John Cena and Seth Rollins go to SmackDown. They're not going to put all 3 of them. They're not going to put John Cena, AJ, and Seth Rollins on SmackDown and just leave Roman Reigns by himself to destroy everybody, because that's not how you do things. That's a horrible way to kill your. That's a good way to kill your brand, and make Roman look as strong as possible by demolishing every single person on the roster. You need at least one of those guys on Raw with Roman, then the other 2 can be on SmackDown. So I got Roman Reigns winning, just because he hasn't beat Seth Rollins has never beat Roman Reigns, but also Roman Reigns has never beat Seth Rollins. That I know of. At least in the WWE, I think. Anyway, might as well talk about some breaking news that happened on. I got updated Friday morning. Apparently, it happened Thursday night. Jerry the King Lawler and his fiance, who could easily be his daughter or even granddaughter. Apparently she was drunk and he didn't want her driving, so he pulled out a gun and she punched him in the face, kicked him in the nuts, and then the cops came and then they got arrested. They both got arrested. Apparently they got released yesterday, and their hearing is Monday. But WWE suspended Jerry the King Lawler indefinitely. Probably going to get released, which kind of sucks because he's a legend, and you don't want to see his career end like that. But he fucked up, you know? So at the same time, yeah, it makes sense to release him because they have a zero tolerance domestic disturbance or violence policy, which is why Adam Rose is no longer with the company. But he could have easily just retired. That's all he had to do, was retire and never come back. And then he goes and ends his career in the worst way possible. And the ironic thing is, that night he was wrestling in a Memphis promotion, and the special was called A Night in the Slammer, and then he ended that night in the Slammer. So, yeah, I mean, Jerry, the King Lawler he was a legend. He's been there for a long ass time. And now he's probably never going to step foot in a WWE arena ever again. And that kind of sucks. But he fucked up, and that's something he's just going to have to live with. But that has been my Money in the Bank predictions. Monday will be my Money in the Bank review. And Tuesday will be my Monday Night Raw review. And Wednesday is not going to be a video. And Thursday will be one of 3 different videos. I don't know which one it's going to be yet. I'm not going to say which they are, though. But thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Camp Counselor Cody, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles.